Hello, this is Felterfire, and I realized that I haven't recorded any videos with Silan on the current patch. And so I wanted to fix that. Of course, because I am bad at decision making, the way I'm fixing that is with a randomly generated deck. So let's see what we're working with to begin with. So we have a Void Focus and a Siphon card, so having one of each of these is actually a surprisingly good combo in terms of like they go together. This time we get the Enrage without the Gather Power instead of the other way around, which, let me tell you, way more useful. Careless Defense isn't my favorite, but it is technically discard synergy with the Void Focus. Moonlit Reverie is a card I am not a huge fan of. It's at its best in Silan though, so that's fine. We don't have anything to go with the Rallying Strike, I think. We have a feint. We have one strike and a feint, so that kind of encourages us to pick up at least one more strike. We have an Aether Blast, which is more valuable on Silan than on other characters. Fair Crime is probably going to be our first cut because I'm just not a huge fan of the card, but it's not a complete dud. We have no complete duds here, which is always nice to see. We don't have anything like a Fire Tap or the aforementioned Gather Power without Mighty. So all of the cards that we have here will actually do something for us. As far as our card pool goes, we don't have any gold mana cards. Our 5 in the card pool. Siphon Lightning is a little awkward. We do have Predator's Focus, which is nice, but Strenuous Focus is a little awkward to rely on, so it looks like there's a very good chance we end up leaning into mana cards that we pick up from monsters. We have an Occult Ritual, which I don't think we'll end up pivoting into that, but we might. We'll see. We have a couple curse cards in our gold cards. We have access to Dispel Magic. That's big. We have Mental Growth, which I'm on record as very much not being a fan of. We don't have Empower or Strenuous Vigor, which means that this Death or Glory is a very dangerous pickup. We'll see what happens. Let me grab all of those things, and then let me pause real quick. I've got to fix. Let me just do this to fix that. Okay, just display bug on my screen that wouldn't have shown up in the video. All right. So yeah, we have a Poison Vial, which we're not really going to use. We get more max mana. We get more item energy. We get one more chance at a fight instead of fainting, and we get to reroll. So this hopefully won't be relevant, but it might be in random videos. It's more likely. Free reroll is nice because, yeah. And more max mana is one of my favorite. It's basically my favorite of the tonics, I think. Okay. This is always a solid thing to just have on hand. Enchanted Hammers also tends to be pretty good. Magic Staff is fine, but because we only get to hold one weapon, and this one isn't amazing, I may pass it up. Are we fighting... I can't check the map from here, because if we are fighting Lore Blossoms, I tend to like the Paladin's Armor a little bit more. But overall, it's relatively... Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty low tier outfit overall. We'll take the Hammer. I think it has the highest chance of sticking with us for the run. So we are fighting the Munchroom. So we absolutely will take a chance at Mana Dance. We only get one elite if we go that route, but that also lets us try and get Mana Font. Whereas if we go up this route, we get 2 elites, but we don't get the same quality of cards, I think. Although I wouldn't be opposed to fighting a Shocking Grasp. Okay, so the Enrage is a bit awkward here. I don't know if I want it, or if I want to play it. But I think it will let me, yeah, get a kill on this guy, which is worth it, I think. We'll go ahead and set that up for the Frost, mostly. And we may as well do this, because it's a little bit of bonus damage. So we can do that to get an Evade set up, which is pretty good against this particular guy. And we can go ahead and get a quick blast off, just for value. I don't think I really want to play the Reverie again. So we are evading this, which is nice. Do that. And now, there we go. Easy enough. See, we've kind of got an awkward deck, but it's not the worst thing ever. Nimble Strike's not a bad pickup. Hardened Shell also isn't bad. Unfavorable Bolt with no mana boost is very questionable, I would say. Okay. Unfortunately, we did get the fight variant of this. Hey, we can make that better. That will actually set up this crit, which is kind of interesting. I think we try and focus on this because we just do not want to deal with this nonsense if we can avoid it. We can't fully avoid it though. It is going to get to heal some, but next turn we should be able to finish it off. So now is the time to use this. Use it on the Aether Blast. I think, I'm trying to think how we get, if we can get the kill on this without spending a, see, that's going to do 1. But I think even with the vulnerable, that doesn't quite get us to the second detonation. So I think we just, let me do that, which gets that kill, and then this one dies to the poison, and that leaves just the, yeah, just this dork. So, I guess we roll the dice. Okay, because we were hoping to be able to play that without losing any health, which we did. We will take the Predator's Focus. We don't really want to give up mana. This isn't amazing, but the other two are pretty eh. Mage's Ring is fine, but it's not exceptional, and this gives us a little bit of healing, which is nice, and we do have a couple strikes now. I'm curious what this option does. Okay, just gives us energy. The other option, if you have Inna, the other option is an upgrade, I've learned. But the, I should have done that first. But if you're not on Inna, the option is not an upgrade. Or, yeah, it's just some energy and whatever. This kills you. And this puts us in a pretty good position for next turn. We can strike. Get back to some Nimble Strike. This is a ton for us, but, you know. Should have upgraded because that would have gotten us lethal. But we've got lethal anyway. Yeah, Strenuous Blast is great at just like chunking things down early on in a run. Tabard is actually pretty good. I'm tempted to take Tabard. I think I'm going to lean slightly towards Mana Crystal, but it's pretty close. Alright, do we care about redrawing our rallying? Yeah, may as well. Get a little bit of damage out and some mana. So we are doomed. Fortunately, this vulnerable isn't going to hurt us. This feint isn't going to do anything for us though. We can't get vulnerable on our victim. Absolutely going to be cutting that Ferret Prime. It is just very expensive and not doing anything. So we want Mana Font, but I think we take Dispel Magic slightly higher. Tough call though. So unfortunately, we don't have a way to get rid of that Arcane before we did the vulnerable. And we will go ahead and play that. And do this. Oh, I was thinking for some reason that we still had a... Did we pick up? I'm trying to figure out why we didn't pick up a Frail, or if I just wasn't paying attention when we used it. Oh, because the healing potion used up the Frail. That's why. Okay, yeah. So we can get an evade set up. We can do that. And it seems like an okay time to do that. Go ahead and get our bonus damage out of that. So, we're going to upgrade this. Yeah, okay, we did actually get a freeze, so I take back everything I said about it being useless. Missed on that. I was hoping to get the, anyway, it's not important. Hey, we can upgrade that. Which is a criminal waste of time. Alright, fortunately, we do now get this kill. And we made it through the mid-boss without taking any damage, which is what I like to see. So I said Dispel Magic, and I think that is kind of what I have to do. The Curse of Decrepitude is very tempting, but I think the Dispel Magic is slightly more valuable. The Arcane Flow is also tempting, but I think we take Dispel Magic because we just really want to make sure we have at least one by the end of the run. And for upgrades, let's start by removing the Fair Crime because I just know that's going to happen. And then for upgrades, Mana Dance Plus is a very good upgrade, and I'm fine with just having that locked in. This tends to be a pretty easy fight for Silan because he can generally Arcane Blast these Jagoffs. Set up critical. Alright, we didn't quite get this kill, but there we go. Do that. And we take it down. We're going to do this, because I think, yeah, that gets that kill. And I think we go ahead, because we can dispel that. Oh, I should have done this first, because we weren't in danger of getting blown up. That's fine, I can do it like this. We took away the powerful stack, which is nice. We have a couple stacks of evasion, which is going to help a little bit. I think we just discard the Rallying Strike. I don't really want to Flash Bomb here, because that costs us a bunch of health. Yeah, I think we just play the Predator Token into the turn, so we don't take any damage. No reason for us to take damage here, and there's no point in taking damage we don't have to take. We can once again clean off the Powerful, which is just kind of a nice bonus. Alright, so an Arcane Blast on the back one kills the front one. Let's see. We can't get an Arcane Blast with any of that. We're definitely not playing that this turn. We just play this, which then sets us up. Let me just do that now. Let's just evade both the front attacks. Okay, one more kill to get. I'm playing this kind of overly safe, I would say. But I figure there's kind of just no reason to take risks I don't have to take when I can just navigate through the fight without taking any damage. Lacerating Strike, I really do like getting more mana, but Lacerating Strike I think is a card we will want to have. We're kind of low on damage. This is another strike that we can get off Rallying Strike. Anyway, just several reasons that I'm kind of okay with all of this. So we do that, and now we Dispel. This doesn't quite get the Arcane Detonation. So I think I finish you off like that, and then I just get that kill. So I only have one enemy left to deal with, which seems good. And then I'm just going to get Explosion. Oh yeah, because I just built Explosion, so I want to kill. I do just want to kill. What can I say? I'm bloodthirsty. I just want to kill. Resolute Focus seems okay. Zap, I just am not a fan. Sublime Blast is not the worst option, but I don't think we can afford it. Who knows? We may end up picking up one later. I think I'm willing to spin the reroll and trying to get trade designs here. So the question is, am I willing to Enrage? I think if I was going to Enrage, I should have done it sooner this turn. I do think I am willing to do this, though. Oh, I mean, now I feel like I'm not taking Enrage. But I guess that gives me a kill. So the reason that I wanted to get the kill this turn is that it prevents the shield from going up on the front one. It just makes this fight a lot easier to only have to deal with one of them, because they do love stacking various debuffs. Hey, I may as well do that. So down to only one debuff, which is nice. Only having 10 poison here is actually a somewhat manageable amount. whereas if we were trying to wrestle... I didn't need to play that. Oh no, I guess I did need to play that Careless Focus because I was very poisoned. I knew there was a reason I was thinking about playing it. We absolutely can play that this turn. And this gets us not quite the kill, but close enough. Oh, I suppose not close enough because of that. Oh, this is close enough. Okay. Take Scroll of Recall is good. Brave Designs is great. Absolutely will upgrade that. As far as cuts go, the Enrage is a little questionable. The Careless Defense is a little questionable. I think it's probably one of those. No, it's the Moonlight Reverie. I just am not a fan, and the fact that it says it frail is just kind of obnoxious. We absolutely do want this Gleaming Aegis, and that also lets us go through Amalgam. I think we're going to go through Silga, Alpha Silga, because I think this Hunting Trance potentially could be very good value against... Between Hunting Trance and Mana Dance, I think we have a very good deck to fight Emerald Dragon. And especially if we can pick up a Gleaming Aegis. The Bloody Rage, I think I would... So we don't have any ways to, we won't have any ways to empower the Rocky Hide. But I wouldn't hate having the Mystic Ritual, I think. Yeah, I wouldn't mind having a Rocky Hide. I wouldn't mind having a Mystic Ritual. I would take both of those, I think. So... can draw some cards. I'm still trying to decide if the Careless Defense is annoying enough that I don't ever want to keep it. I do think the front one has to die. Like, even though I got rid of the taunt this turn, I think the front one has to die. Okay, the reason I played that suit quicker was so that I could set that up, although I suppose I wasn't thinking about the fact that that was going to happen. That, in this case, being the... Alright, so this gets us the kill on the front one. Not this turn, but, like, end of turn. Because Plated is no match. And because we went through our entire deck, we now get the potential of drawing Dispel Magic, which will take care of this Arcane Rune, which puts us in a very good position. Should have played this first. Whatever, it's only like, yeah, not a damage. And we'll discard that. We'll get to evade 3 of those hits, so. There we go. Hardened Strike. It's kind of tempting. Do we have, what other spells do we have? Only the Strenuous Blast, which I don't really want to pull back a bunch with the Scrying Blast, but... When does this drop? I'm not even sure if I want to bother with this fight. If I get the Gleaming Aegis, I might. Again, we do almost have this discard sub-theme. Hardened Strike, I don't know that we have the multi-hits for it. I don't know that we can get the multi-hits for it. I think it's the Mana Blast. Is it? 2 mana, 12 damage. Is that worthwhile? We'll take the Hardened Strike. I don't love it, but it's fine. I think it's the Aura of Protection. And I think we get rid of the Poison Vial for it. It also makes the hammer a little easier to use. I think I would still take a Rocky Hide or a Mystic Ritual, and I wouldn't hate a Gathering Bolt, so I think we're still here again. Although I should probably note that this is a fight that I don't necessarily always want to take. Because, like, if we don't have a good turn 1, this can be a tricky fight to manage sometimes. Is it worth getting Mighty? Does that... I think Mighty doesn't... Yeah, it only pushes it to 8, which means that we don't die. This is important. And by don't die, I mean we don't explode. So what we really want here is to get is to pick up our copy of Dispel Magic off of this shuffle, which we did, which is amazing. We can rage again because so that means we can actually hit the back one. We'll just do this. Draw, mana. Boom. I need to replace the hammer or use it, one of the two. I always forget about it because it's just kind of often an awkward upgrade to use. On the other hand, you could argue, like, we haven't needed it, obviously. So we got the Rocky Hide, so we're keeping that. We would love, I think, a cornered focus here. Actually, I'm totally fine with hammering the Rocky Hide, I think. And I'm not even going to bother doing that because, yeah, we have Royal Protection to give us a bunch of shield. Okay. So we can play that. See what all we're drawing. Mana Dance. Go ahead and set critical for the rest of the turn. We can cleanse off one of the ranks of Pack Tactics, which we might end up doing. Just kidding. Pack Tactics does nothing. We could draw cards. I think we draw the cards because we know they're shrivels, and then we just pitch them. Good. So we want to get the kill before this thing gets a chance to spawn in friends, but that's not going to be a problem. Yeah, we'll take a cornered focus. I'll play that. Okay, so this has a chance to kill me from it. It did not. And that's still, overall, I would say, a pretty good turn one, especially because we now get to avoid this incoming hit from the alpha. I don't think we even need to upgrade that. That was kind of a worst case scenario kind of draw. But now, I mean, that didn't really help anything. Fun. Point that there. Set up mana for next turn. That's all the arcane we're taking this fight. Alright. We will find a way to kill this jerk. And so the reason that the shrivels are in a weird order is because of we shuffled at some point while we still had shrivels. Right. Should have done that first so I could upgrade the... Not that the Void Focus will have ended up doing anything for us, but you know. Oh, I should have done this first. I was going to do it because itself, but we also get enough heal because we heal back whenever we play a strike. Is the reason I should have ordered it differently, but... Just playing that lets us do this, so even though it doesn't actually directly benefit us a ton. Yep, and we get the kill. And I once again never got around to using the hammer. Is Defiant Howl useful to us? I don't think so, and Hunting France is, so yeah, that was a worthwhile reroll, I think. I think we upgrade the Dispel Magic at the end of this area. Well, I think Rocky Hide Plus is the single most valuable of the upgrades, just because like Plated 2 is pretty nice. I think we do, there's a decent chance that we end up upgrading the Dispel Magic here, I think. I think we do want the Dispel Magic upgrade. On the other hand, we could just use the hammer for it. there is... Yeah, I don't hate hammering Dispel Magic here, because it means that we get rid of all of those elemental runes. Absolutely, Hunting Trance, which means that now we're only taking 6 damage this turn. Oh no. So the weak is actually very important this turn because it means we have a little bit more time to deal with the frostbite. Not that we have an answer, but you know, the principle of the thing. Alright, so we get to set that up. I think we do get mana now. Not guaranteed to get Dispel Magic. We already found it, I guess, this rotation. I just wasn't paying attention. You're going to lose one of the plated. Okay, I think it's worth doing this. You get a lot of chances to Dispel Magic, which we didn't find, of course. But if we had, I will just take more shield and more evade. And more. A little more. Alright. So we don't quite get this kill, which is very annoying because now we are frozen. Fortunately, we do still get Aura Protection Shield, and the only thing that was done on our frozen turn was annoy us a little bit. Alright, everything's fine. Kind of an annoying amalgam fight, but not too bad. I don't think we can take that. Curses of Corruptitude is fine. We'll take it. This doesn't do anything for us. This is not doing a ton. I'm too lazy to use the hammer, but I don't think I like that enough to take it over the hammer. And yeah, I think we just upgrade. I think we just upgrade the Dispel Magic. I just want to have that as an option, I think. And I think I'm fine with cutting the Careless Defense now that we have the Aura of Protection. Should also consider cutting the Enrage at some point. I would just take a Burning Focus, I think. And then I want another Rocky Hide. Okay, so Dispel Magic, kind of great. Sequencing is impossible. No one knows how to sequence. I'm not dumb, it's just literally impossible to sequence properly. That's my excuse. You don't take any damage, so it was obviously correct. Is there any chance that we get anything here that that helps? The Hunting Trance is okay, but not amazing. No, I don't think that anything here, anything we could draw would help a ton. If we only have 30 shield though, I upgrade this because that lets us off. Let's get that kill. Alright, so we get some shield, we take some damage. Not a ton, but more than we should have. Almost certainly there was a way for me to get through that without... Okay, so I have to play a skill and then play this. And then... Now let's do that. We get a little bit of shield from this. Let's look in, we can see if we get anything valuable. Absolutely, we'll take some mana. And there we go. And we'll take a regrowth, because regrowth is just good. I already used my reroll. I should have saved it for Gleaming Aegis. If I do not get Gleaming Aegis, I am going to be Very sad. Some damage in. And then we're going to explode. It's actually a pretty fine explosion just because it doesn't cost us much. So we draw 3, and then we dispel. Which doesn't get us completely out of the woods, but it helps a little bit. Yeah, that still doesn't get us beyond the reach of getting exploded here, but I don't think we lost anything too valuable there because I don't think we played our, yeah, there's our rocky hide, which is obviously kind of the thing we most want to protect from getting taken away. I think we point this there, because I think that's the thing we actually want to kill the most. We also would really love to see an arcane or a dispel magic this turn, which we did not. So we're exploding no matter what we do. So I think we just play this. And that. And then I think we end turn. So we get as much discard, much protection as we can. Unfortunately, we do lose one of those. Okay. So, let's get some mana. We get to dispel. And we get to set up some curse. I'm deciding if it's worth doing this. I don't think it is. I think we just, well, sure. Take some damage. That is several arcane there. Guess do that even though it doesn't do a ton. And then we'll explode. Fortunately, we've managed to explode a whole lot without taking a ton of actual damage, which is kind of the ideal. I think we just... Is it worth dispelling here? I don't think it even is. We just get this shield up. And we hope to get a kill this turn so that we don't just die, which... Oh no, because we got enough. We actually still have stacked a decent amount of days, which I kind of somehow forgotten about. Even though I am obviously very good at this game. So that curse that we've been applying actually ended up doing some work. And yeah, we are very sad. This does give us a way to get purity at least. It wasn't the one we wanted, but it is something. None of that's any good. Upgrading this seems pretty good, because it's just, if we're going to be using it. And I think we are. And yeah, I think we just go to the event. Okay. Here we go. No purity. We do have dispel magic. And the reason we have, I was going to say, like, why do I even want the dispel magic? I can't remember. But the answer is that dispel magic is a way to manage. It's not about the shock. The dispel magic, because obviously you can't dispel shock. The dispel magic is about dealing with the plated that gets set up. It is for the dispel part, not the cleanse part, which took me a moment to remember because that's not actually the normal thing to do with that. Unfortunately, we don't have any ways to really scale up over the course of a fight, which can be a little annoying. I'm trying to think if I play this. It doesn't quite shock us, but I'm not thrilled with it. think we do this and hope we find... Okay, so we get evasion. Kind of what I was hoping for. I think we transformed the Nimble Strike. There's a very high chance that this draws us to Spell Magic. Alright. And so that means that we are now clear to begin punching, because we don't have to worry about the barrier anymore. We can also, actually I should have done that sooner. Forgot I had set up security. I'm going to regret not having that now. It's fine. Yeah, this is a little awkward. Am I okay with getting shocked once? Let's see. I wanted to do this just because it's actually kind of reasonable. Oh, and then I can do this, which is handy. So the question is, no, yeah, I guess I'm just going to take one shock, and I'm just going to hope that I can avoid picking up more than that. So like I can transform this, which is nice. And so I have one shock, but I have two evasion. So like this turn I'm going to get to just evade. Which also makes this enrage still safe. Should've probably gotten that mana back. I am willing to upgrade this feint. So the plan is I do that, which lets me feint. So even though I am still shocked, I am also somewhat else. So I get to evade this big hit too. So the problem is if I do this, I'm basically eternally shocked anyway, so I don't think I care. And that takes away some of the plated at least, and then that'll take away the plated. We have just enough evasion for this turn. Absolutely going to invest in more. This guy's a real jerk. Okay. Gonna do this. And there we go. Managed to get through Emerald Dragon without taking any damage. With a questionable deck. I think we have a couple shock options in the pool. And I think we need more mana, so we'll take it. Okay, this is absolutely better. Yeah, it's just better. I think we are cutting the Aether Blast. I think it's pretty underwhelming. I think we are upgrading maybe the Predator's Focus, maybe the Regrowth. This is not the worst upgrade, but I think we upgraded next area if we're fighting a Baelator. Cornered Focus is better in basically everything except for the final boss of this area. Because even the mid boss's Cornered Focus Plus is a little bit better than Predator's Focus. Just because it's unconditional that we get the 2 mana. Okay, so Dispel Magic Plus will help. But I would really like to see... Okay, so... This, I think, is going to be one of our main targets. And then we may go here to try and get a Purging Waters. We're also definitely going to go through there. Because we have to get to here anyway, but... The question is, would we take a turn to Gunk? I don't know. Yes, because it gives us tough and we don't have tough otherwise. Although this fight in particular could be a little bit tricky. You're actually going to do this. I should have done it a little bit sooner. But... yeah. That was... This is more mana than I need, but... I think I'm willing to transform this. Alright. So we get a little bit of extra evasion. Unfortunately, are cursed, but we have a Dispel Magic coming up, which helps a little bit. Okay. Rocky Hide. Let's actually play the cards right. Now go and get an explosion. I think we end turn now because we just get to evade all these hits. And now we are hoping to kill this front one this turn. Goodbye, exhaustion. That gets that kill. Regrowth for more mana. Yeah. And we can lay in some damage. And we're done. Everything is good. We don't even need the Dispel. We are going to get cursed this turn, but, you know, what can you do? We don't get cursed. But we have the kill this turn, so who even cares? Yep, we will take a turn to Gunk. This doesn't do anything for us, really. Well, the evade I think is less valuable than the minor healing. That doesn't do anything for us, and I don't expect it to. I think regrowthing that is pretty funny. I think I'm willing to transform that. And then we get a boom. So we have a Purity, which could be helpful. We get to evade all these initial hits, even though we have shield for it. The evade is going to be way less useful against Hollow Maw. But, okay, so I'm actually doing, as silly as it is, I think that was my best option there. Let's turn to Gunk the Strenuous Blast, because I don't really want to spend a whole lot of time with it. Which I realize that's not quite the way I meant to phrase it. I don't want to deal with a bunch of exhaustion in this fight, and I don't think I'm going to need Strenuous Blast if I have a turn to Gunk and a Deceiving Strike. Eat some more damage for value. Go ahead and hammer the Predator's Focus, I guess, because if we are going to be doing stuff anyway. And I think we'll go ahead and draw cards because we've got that lined up. Oh, I should have sequenced better so I could get that off with Curse, but so we evade most of these hits, take 1 damage, we get frozen, we get very slightly frosted. I think I'm deciding what we regrowth. I think just regrowthing the mana makes sense. So one nice thing here is we get to turn this Shrifle to Gunk, which solves that problem. And we get a bunch of shield, but we absolutely do. This one is going pretty spectacularly, if I do say so myself. Do I say so myself? Yes. Yeah, I think Shield Potion is a little better than, like, well, Frantic Onslaught's not the worst thing, but I don't love it, and Mana Lance is pretty questionable. We'll take the Shield Potion. And once again, it's kind of this awkward, like, where we have like all these buff strikes that we want to play all the buff strikes first. So if we do this order, we get to do that. The Dispel doesn't do as much as you'd like, but does get rid of one impurity at least. And now I explode. But you know my policy. Exploding once is fine. Low value evades, but what are you gonna do? Answer. Get evades in low value scenarios. That's what I'm gonna do. Like, these aren't really trick questions. It's pretty obvious usually. Spell magic is not in this stack, so I do not want to try and do that. All right, let's. I think I curse and I regrowth. I miscounted my mana. That's very unfortunate. Because I was hoping to be able to set up. Unfortunately, we just eat this massive hit here. Just could not line up evades for it. Let's grade the. I guess the turn to gunk. Yeah, do this and then get very close to that kill. Let me see if I can get that kill. Yeah. And then, oh, now I'm gonna get smacked by that, but if I'm getting attacked by it anyway, I'm gonna do that. Get the shield up. Okay, so there's the Dispel I was really looking for, because that cleans up a lot of the nonsense going on this guy. We got rid of, like, he sets it all up again, but we got rid of the plated briefly. We got rid of a lot of the plated, which doesn't come back. I think we just pass. I think this gets us, yeah, just short of exploding, which is nice. To not explode, I mean. Oh, right, we can always just transform that. I don't need Resolute Focus, it's fine. Excellent, after that, I will regrowth this. Turn the Enrage to gunk. Was turning the Enrage to gunk a good play? Probably not. So this gets us an explosion without losing his health, which is nice. Or we can just block all the damage. Let me go for the... So you're getting whatever this debuff is. But we didn't get crit by that, which is nice. Okay, and we get our Dispel Magic. Dispel Magic cleans off our ambushed. Draw. Yes, we can play out everything. And then hopefully we don't get vulnerable. We got vulnerable. What can we can only bring back the, alright, so I think we turn to gunk, the cannon blast, and we're gonna bring back the sludge shot, I think. Or the Predator's Focus, sorry. My brain was not paying attention. Predator's Focus is the thing we wanted to lose. Go ahead and get that kill, so we just only have one dork left. And so we can get Arcane Blasted by this guy, but getting Arcane Blasted is not the end of the world. See? We got Arcane Blasted, and the world didn't end. So we get shield back. We don't quite get Arcane Blasted. We will get Arcane Blasted this turn if we don't have a Dispel. Sure. Alright, we got a Dispel. One of the nice things about like these turn to gunks is that theoretically, like the like the hunting trance, whatever, once we no longer really need them anymore, we can turn them to things that will actually do something. Alright, so I took some damage there from like that one major hit. Alright, but we got the card we wanted, which is very good. Max shield is better than nothing. And then the Enrage is just kind of awkward. I think I probably should cut it because I keep not wanting to play it. It's that or the Strenuous Blast. I cut the Strenuous Blast, I think. And then the Enrage is probably next. And I want to go through this boss fight, I think. Right, we have a Purity buff, which will be very nice for this particular boss fight. What do we take? I think Dead of Night is not very great for us. So I'd rather just have a better chance at Hunter's Focus, which is great for everyone because Hunter's Focus is just good. This, now that was a skill, so now we got to play Curse. You get to mitigate all that damage. Tink, tink, tink. Health. Not health, mana. Words. Words are hard. Regrowthing the mana dance doesn't make a ton of sense in this particular scenario, I think. I also don't think the Feint makes a ton of sense here. I kind of just think we should regrowth mana. Do I transform this into a Sled Shot? No, but I think I do turn that into Sled Shot. Sorry for evading zero damage hits. Okay. We can take damage because we got a healing potion. Calculate deception one of these. This will draw us something. This doesn't quite kill you. It does kill your evasion, which means that kills you. It's pretty nice. And the next Arcanic Detonation we get will fill wood. We don't need that probably. Alright, unfortunately we killed it before we could get the there we go. Alright. That wasn't really what I was looking for. Void Visions isn't amazing. It's not the worst thing. Probably take another shield potion and plan to like turn it to gunk or something eventually. I mean, Tormenting Strike isn't bad. We do set up a little bit of vulnerable with that. And just take the shield potion. Not a big believer in the Tormenting Strike here. I think the Clear Focus has to be the upgrade. Okay. So the nice thing here is that then we can set up Curse. And we get to at least, so we have the Purity from whatever, so we get to one of those. And then Dispel Magic Plus will deal with the other, although obviously that's a fairly short-term solution. Sure, we'll bring back that. I think it doesn't make sense to play out those shield potions. Maybe it does. Alright, probably should find a good upgrade this turn before we get any shields set up. Sure, turn to gunk. Why not? This seems safe this time. Let's transform this low value mana card. Alright. And then that gets rid of the Alright. Evade one of of those at least. And now finally we find Dispel Magic. Kind of what we've been digging for. Gets rid of the tough, which is actually some pretty nice value. So we get out of that. Alright, hard strike. Sure. And there you go. Down to 1. One shrivel, no problem. Draw some cards. Okay, the Curse of Decrepitude has just been consistently awkward, so I may get rid of it. Like right now. Yep. I think I'm willing to pay for both of those. Yeah. Good. Clear out the deck for next turn. We don't need this Feint anymore. New growth. We don't need this Lightning Communion anymore. And good. So yeah, I would say that overall plan turn all the cards that we don't like into cards that we do like is going amazingly. Discard? Don't need it. Old and busted. Corrupted Font is pretty good. I think we probably take it. Ooh, but the Aftershocks do turn on our... No, I think we take Blood Visions because we have the potential of getting a lot of spells using our Calculated Deception. I'm going to Clear Focus, and I think I'm going to cut the Curse of Decrepitude. I think I'm not impressed with the Curse. I do still think that a Purging Waters would help, so we are going to try and go through that route. And so we now heal whenever we do a strike, which combines with whatever, so we just get extra shield, which is pretty nifty. So my thought process right at this moment is that, like, we don't care a ton about the Arcane, so... Oh, we had a Purity up, right, from whatever. I'm very smart. Just exceptionally clever. Just put that. So we have a bunch of shields, so we don't take any damage, so it's all fine. Okay. So the question is, do we need this Dispel Magic in this particular fight? I think we don't, actually. That kills you, and then we can transform a Shrivel. It's possible I was wrong, and we will regret not having the Dispel Magic, but it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Which is going to be... Oh, we only have one made right now. Which is a little unfortunate, but it's fine. We get to evade almost all. We get to evade all the actually damaging hits there. So, boop. Bit of healing. Kaboom! Plenty of extra mana. Didn't even really hurt. This. I think we actually transformed the Resolute Focus into Deceiving Blast. Definitely a very good idea, and very smart idea. Top part of the deck is not useful to me. Sure, we'll regrowth more mana even though it just does not. Still just the slightest bit worried about the final fight, but outside of that, I think we're good. I think the final fight is the only fight that I am worried about. We don't need this. Goodbye. Absolutely going to need it at this point. That's gunk. Don't need it. Get rid of that. Oh, for some reason I thought that I was drawing another card. Oh, well, this can become gunk as well. We don't need that one either. Don't need that. Absolutely, I should have upgraded a thing to just get this last bit of damage, but I didn't. But yeah. Persecute seems fine. Not amazing, but fine. This still doesn't have a huge downside to me. And I would love to draw some more cards, which burns up my other purity, but I think that's worth it. Massively vulnerable, the front dork. Sure, do that. I don't think we need these shields or this mana, so I'm not going to waste it. I'm going to get a shield from that, though. So, you can try to steal my mana, but I've got plenty. Well, I guess we're going to eat some damage. Does anything for me? Because yeah, I haven't found my calculated deception yet, and that's my only way to get spells set up. So I have a little bit of my mana still going to get frailed, I think. Yeah. Let's transform this. Transform that. Who needs it? So now we have a purity, which means we don't get cursed. We can hunting trance. Why not? We'll go ahead and use the mana. Spell magic, take with that powerful stack. Is it worth bringing back that? Probably not. Let me bring back this actually. Oh, womp. I need a womp. And this is still not as useful as I was hoping because it takes a while to get enough calculated deceptions built. But it would make the purging waters better. Yeah, we can take. Absolutely, we'll do this. More critical chance, that more damage. Then that. Alright. We get frailed again, but who cares? And we can freeze ourselves. Or we can not freeze ourselves. Yeah. Still at way too much. Still at not using the hammer. Absolutely we will dispel. Screw it. We're hammering the persecute. And we get back. We take the damage. Get some burst damage. And there we go. I think. Oh, hey, we got the purging waters. So, like, calculated deception would be funny, but I would much rather have the purging waters. I think I just go through this fight because it's a lot easier than that fight. It is comical to me that this fight is in the same bracket as that other one. Get mana. We no longer have that free purity. Or that fury, yeah, that free purity. I did actually say the right thing. Huh, weird. Let's see what this draws. I'm going to come here, I think. So, I don't think I want to hammer. No, I think I am willing to hammer, actually. On that. Because now... I get to guarantee that I get everything I need. So I get plenty of evades. And I have some purity set up, which is nice. Unfortunately, that doesn't get me to quite 0 shield, which is actually just a little bit awkward. Oh no, I got critical hit for 2. This seems pretty silly right now. I don't need that. And this, I think, sets up the pack tactics now that his entire pack is dead. Gold star, you tried. Sure, that's fine. I have just so unkillable to this dork. Sure, we'll just do this twice. Why not? Blow him up. Once again, just evade real hard. I calculated deception this, actually. I suppose it didn't matter, I had lethal. I'm awake. I can do math. Is Persecute useful against the final boss? Just take the Predator's Focus. Poisonous Grimoire. This is actually kind of a tough choice. So, the strike damage and the healing isn't that useful, except for the Blessed Helm, but I think I'm going to be less concerned with the shield. We'll see if that ends up being correct. Okay, so going into this, there are a lot of cards that I'm totally fine with removing. Feint is useless mostly. Take Temporary Buff, Mighty, sure. Take a little bit of extra max mana. There are no cards that I'm going to remove. I was lying. I don't get to remove any cards. Okay, yeah. Lightning Communion can go. And I'm trying to think what else I want to cut. I think Glacial Stare can go. All right. And then we will, of course, be slowly trimming the deck into other things using the cards. This has been Stefan tries to say words and doesn't. All right. Blowing stuff up. Sorry, my brain has decided to fuzz for no reason. This will draw us just the Shrivels, guaranteed, but we're getting more Shrivels this turn. So I think getting those off the top of the deck is worth it. And we can cleanse, so we're not vulnerable. We can play the Blood Visions, but it doesn't actually do anything. I think we do actually play one of those into this. Yeah, setting up that Arcade is worthwhile. And sure, good go. We avoid taking any damage. And yep, that's cool. Transform this. And yeah, I'm going to transform that for the duck. Okay, and then these are the other things that probably have transform most of the time. I'm going to upgrade the Forging Waters because that is going to mean that I can get a lot of purity out of it. And purity is great. Because this just means I no longer have to deal with those whatevers that I had set up. Okay. More Shadow Flushes. If I can find a way to transform them, I will. I did not. A little unfortunate. I am out of strikes in my deck, so that would force a shuffle if I play them, and I don't know that I want to shuffle, so I do kind of want to just get to my transforms. So let's just do this, and let's hand into check. Okay. So the Shadow Rays are going to draw us the Purging Waters. Okay, and we can turn to gunk the other Shadow Ray, which is nice. Unfortunately, we aren't going to be able to hit 0. So I think I'm actually really fine with doing this, because it means that we just get to go bonk, and bonk, and just get a bunch of extra damage out for free. And we continue to just get insane value out of various things. Okay, so we can play one of these because then we can cleanse. And getting rid of cards is important. Speaking of, oh, I need to get mana back. No, I should have technically started there. It's fine. Yeah, first up. Keep blowing stuff up. We are cursed. But we are making very good progress towards victory, I would say. Let's see what we draw. Alright, we will turn this Shrivel to gunk. And we still have that poisoning thing going out on the spells, so that's just gonna clean up all of that. Get rid of one on the powerful, take a whole 1 extra damage here. Oh no. Oh, we're out of whatever at some point. I don't think we need this Persecute anymore. I don't honestly think we need the Enrage either. Should have just gotten rid of that. Alright. We don't really want to put Laden Curses on ourselves, especially with that up. See if we can get it to exact 0 mana for the Purging Waters. I don't think we can, but... Okay, we can, but in order to do so, we have to play Shadow Strike, which is fine, because then we just win. And winning is fine. I'm fine with winning. Alright, so that is another random deck win, and that is, you got to see all the new Silan cards. All of the changes to the Silan cards, like how, yeah, that's kind of random deck in a nutshell. You just often will not get to see anything new that got changed. But that is the run, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.